You know, in the last video, we talked about JavaScript events, and at the end, I kind of, brushed over the general events that, JavaScript supports. And in fact, if you go into chapter 5, okay, on page, 148, they start with mouse events, okay? And they talk about the click event, which we covered before. They talk about a double click event, right? When you double click a mouse, you can react. Mouse down, right? Mouse up, right? And so mouse down, the mouse down event is the first half of a click, right? So when you click down, you can capture that. Same thing when someone releases the mouse. Okay, mouse over is something we saw in a prior video. Okay, mouse out, moving a mouse off an element, right? So, we could have had an event where you moved your mouse off of something. And by the way, I know we see Canvas on the screen here. I'm just talking over it, okay? Mouse move, right? When someone moves the mouse, fire an event. There's the load event, which we talked about earlier, the window dot, right, load event. The load event fires when the web browser finishes downloading, right, all of a web page's files, right? Kind of like the document ready in jQuery. There's a resize event, a scroll event, an unload event. That's when you're on a page and you click something and it brings you to another page. The unload event is going to fire. On a web form, right, you have the submit event when someone clicks on something that submits the form. The reset button, which clears the contents of form elements. The change event, right, many form fields fire a change event when their status changes. For instance, when someone clicks a radio button or makes a selection from a drop-down, and that's something that I did state in the JavaScript event video. The focus, again, I talked about that. The blur, when somebody, goes into the field, right? Actually, I got that wrong. Focus is when you go into the field, and blur is when you go out of it. Then you have a whole bunch of keyboard events, the key press event, the key down, the key up, and you can use all those events, right, to your advantage as a developer, okay? So in the next video, we're going to start exploring, right, these events. And you could have used any and all of these events using pure JavaScript, okay? And the things I demoed in the the prior video before, the JavaScript event video, okay? I just showed, on mouse over and click and stuff like that, but you could have used any of the events which I just spoke of, okay? Hope this helps.